I've been thinking a lot about 20 years I've bow hunted, and it seems like many years that, in my 20 years of bow hunting, many of those times, those seasons have ended not so well for me. Yeah, I've had 5, 6 really good hunts where I ended up with a nice animal. But I think back to all those times that perhaps there was one year I remember I missed like 4 shots one year at 4 different bucks, and I'd go home and I'd shoot my bow and it shot fine, but the season turned out to be basically what I considered at that time to be a failure. Yeah, I had a good hunt, but I had expectations. I had these expectations, and it seemed like I always fell short of the expectations I had for the season. I remember one year I just shot a bruiser. I mean, he was a pig. He came right up. It was an probably 8 to 12 yard shot, broadside. It was about dark, and I nailed him, and I thought, wow, he just had huge horns. He was probably 160 plus at least. I never did find that animal, and it just tore me up inside. And what I've discovered in the last few seasons, 5 probably, that if I just enjoy the hunt, if I just, not that I don't still work, not that I don't do some preseason scouting, but I found peace in the hunt. I found peace in when I drop my expectations, I never fall short. So it's really been exciting for me to enjoy the hunt. And then again, not that I don't work at it, but that the hunt is what it is. And so the same is true, I discovered, in my relationship with Christ. When Paul says in Romans 3:23, all have sinned and fallen short. And that brought me to Isaiah 64, which, to paraphrase it, it says, no one is clean. Your most righteous acts are like filthy rags to me, is what God says through Isaiah the prophet. Your most righteous acts are like filthy rags. And if you reference that back, and what he's referencing there when he says filthy rags, he's referencing menstrual rags, bloody menstrual rags. That's the best I can do before my God. And how many times as Christians I've been miserable in my walk because it's like, well, if I can do this stuff, and if I can do this work, and if I can get this stuff, I'll do more than that guy, and God will look at me, and hopefully I can stack up enough works in my life that I'll be able to make it. God will say, well done, you did better than this guy, or you did better than that gal. And that's where you enter in Jesus. God says in Romans 3:23, Paul says in Romans 3:23, that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And Jesus comes in and Jesus says, no, you can't do it. I'm going to do it for you. Now, does that excuse us from doing good works? No. But we're saved by the work of Christ on the cross. We are saved for good works for the kingdom of God. And once I accept that, like with the hunt, when I say, you know what, I can't live up to my expectations in the preseason, if I just let it be what it is, then I find that's where the peace is found. And if I just let Christ be who Christ is and do the work that Christ did, I find that I have fallen short of God, but Christ comes in there and picks me up and carries me home. Now I'm alive, hiding the fallout. I know there's a way out. It's near to me just like a dream.